Hey friend, my name is Wendy if you're new around here, if you've never been here before. I'm assuming this video is going to get a lot of views because of the title. This isn't clickbait, but this is something I had to address because I'm so overwhelmed by all the comments, emails, and Facebook messages and different things that I get, even letters in the mail. So we're going to talk about a lot of things today. Before I get into that, I just want to tell you a couple of things I have going on this week. One is later this week, I am going to have a technique class coming out. It's $19 and it is going to be able to be purchased, or if you are a Creative Vault member, you will have access to that. So it's a mini class and it is all about die cutting, cool ways to do some die cutting. So if you're interested in that, I hope that you'll purchase it, and there'll be a link for that below the video, and it's something that will be released later in the week. Okay, so there's that. I wanted to share about that really quick. And then the second thing I wanted to share about is the title of this video. Am I leaving Stampin' Up? This has been a question I just keep getting asked, or have I left Stampin' Up? That's actually the one that I get asked more often, is have I left Stampin' Up? Am I no longer a demonstrator? So I'm just going to address it. I'm going to address it, and I'm going to do it in the best way that I know how. One of the things, if you've been with me for a really long time, I've had my channel for a decade. So if you followed me, some of you have been with me since the beginning, and you already know that I'm a super transparent person, sometimes to a fault. I'm open, I'm honest, I share what's on my heart. So basically, I've been getting this question a lot because you don't see as much Stampin' Up stuff on my channel anymore. I still use it occasionally, but I addressed this sometime back, and I talked about how I was just really feeling stalled out with Stampin' Up, and I was struggling with my creativity, and I was just on a creative journey and learning and whatever. That is still the truth. So nothing has changed there. I am exploring and learning new things. For example, I just took a class with Altenew with my friend Kelly Taylor called Colorful Expressions, and it was all about coloring and using some alcohol markers that I had never used before. It was part of the kit with the class. And it gave me an opportunity to try something new and learn a few things, a new product, new techniques, things like that. So I guess we kind of have to walk backwards in order for me to just be totally transparent about everything. In 2022, I started struggling with my business mentally. So had nothing to do with, I want to say, before we get any further into the video, I want to say Stampin' Up has never done me wrong, okay? There's nothing, I'm not going to tell you anything bad here about Stampin' Up. So if that's what you're looking for, you may as well shut the video down now, because that's not what I'm here to do. Stampin' Up has been tried and true and done exactly what they've always done. I changed. Okay, so I think that that's what you see happens a lot. I can't speak for everybody, but for myself, I know that I personally have made changes in my life that made me steer away from what I was doing. And you'll notice I pause a lot and I'm thinking, because I'm very careful about my words here. I didn't want to write a script because that's not really who I am. But at the same time, I want to be honest. And at the same time, I don't want to say things that I'm going to regret saying at a later time. Nothing necessarily bad, but just it's important to choose our words wisely, because words mean things, right? So in 2022, I started having some changes in my creativity and feeling stuck in a rut, if I'm being honest. In order for me personally to have a successful Stampin' Up business, it required me to do like cut kits and classes and stuff like that. Now, I love teaching. I absolutely love teaching. I do not like cutting kits. I do not like packaging and mailing them. And so basically one of the people that I know that is very kind said, make a list of loves and hates. So things I love, things I hate. And on the list of love is always sharing with you, creating, teaching. And on the list of hates is administrative stuff. Well, every job has some of that. There's no way you're going to get rid of all of that, right? But I wanted to spend more time creating and more time crafting and teaching and less time running down payments for classes, filling out spreadsheets, getting stuff packaged and shipped, ordering, recutting, repackaging. It just was not my heart. And so I thought I got to make some changes. In addition to that, there were things I wanted to grow in. So for example, Copic coloring. You see that I do Copic coloring, right? That is something I would like to continue to grow in. I practice it a lot. I actually have a video coming out later this week about it, or with a card that focuses a lot on it. And I have become a better and better colorist, and my goal is to continue to grow that skill set. There's other skill sets I want to grow in my creativity. So essentially what has happened is I shifted. I shifted from running a Stampin' Up! Business to running a creative online community, I guess. I created the Creative Vault, which is a membership site. It's $14.95 a month. A lot of you already know about that. A lot of you are subscribed to it. There's classes released in there every month, and it uses all kinds of products, not just Stampin' Up. And that's been going well. And I started doing classes. I did a mega fun fold class, and the links for all that are below if you're interested to check them out. But I did a mega fun fold class in February, and it was extremely successful. And my goal was to grow a community of creative outlet and just have fun. So I've gotten the questions, have you left Stampin' Up? There's a big misconception out there that if you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you cannot use other products from other companies. That is not true. As of today, March 25th, 2024, when I'm filming this video, that is not true. You can use any product you want. You can share it, showcase it. You can be on design teams. I know because I am. And for those of you who have sent me nasty messages, Stampin' Up's not going to allow me to do anything I'm not allowed to do. I'm not special. I'm just Wendy. So there's nothing special about me that makes me different from any other person. As far as I know, I'm one of the first people in the Stampin' Up! Community to do what I'm doing, and a lot of people don't like it. That's okay. They don't have to. I understand why. I get it. But for me personally, this is what I'm choosing to do at this time. And so that being said, if you are a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, or you've ever thought about being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and the thing that holds you back from doing that is, well, you can't use other product. Because I hate to say this, but most people use lots of different product. Okay. So I don't hate to say that. It's just the truth. It's the truth. So if you use lots of different product, but you've wanted to be a demonstrator, you can sign up and be a demonstrator and still use other product. There's no rule saying you can't do that. Another thing I saw, there was a video sometime back of this lady who I've never met in my life. I don't know her, but she said that Stampin' Up! Doesn't allow you to be an affiliate. That's also not true. So I am an affiliate with My Sweet Petunia, who's the creator of the Misty Precision Glue Press. I have permission from Stampin' Up! To do that. Again, I would not be allowed to do it if they didn't give me permission. I run everything through compliance. While I'm saying all of this, I'm thinking to myself, Wendy, you don't have to justify yourself to anybody. I know the truth. However, when you start getting enough messages about something, then it's like, okay, well, let me address this. Maybe it'll put it to rest. And if nothing else, at least I have a video that I can now link to and be like, all your questions are answered here. So basically, I am an affiliate with companies like Stampin Storage. Okay, this is approved by Stampin' Up, and many other demonstrators are also affiliates of these companies, as well as My Sweet Petunia, Amazon, Dazzle Dry for my fingernails. That it doesn't relate to stamping at all, so that's an easy one. Basically, I just cannot accept compensation pay from other companies that have competing products with Stampin' Up. That's what I've been told. That's what's in the demonstrator manual. So all I'm explaining here is just the rules, basically. They're not special for me or anybody else. They're just the rules. So maybe doing what I've done is going to make Stampin' Up change those rules. I don't know. Maybe they're going to be like, oh, that was a bad idea. Let's change this. But as of right now, at the time I'm recording this video, that's what's allowed. And so I'm not doing anything that's not allowed, that's not okay. Now, that being said, is it the popular idea or popular train of thought within the community? No, I'm the black sheep. So using product outside of Stampin' Up is not really, again, I'm choosing my words very carefully. It's not necessarily encouraged. We'll put it like that. I have gone rogue. And again, this all comes back to Stampin' Up hasn't done anything wrong. They are the same company they've always been. They've stayed tried and true to who they are. I changed, okay? This is on me. These are changes I made for my own soul, my own joy, my own happiness. Has nothing to do with anybody else, okay? I needed more creativity. I needed to try new things because I had been doing Stampin' Up for over a decade. So I'll be 14 years this November I'll be a demonstrator for 14 years this November. So it was time, just like anything, guys. Like if you are like, you know what, I hate this job, I don't like this job, and I'm not saying I hate Stampin' Up, so don't put words in my mouth. I'm just saying people change jobs, they change where they live, they change spouses, they change hair color, they change nail color. Like everything we do in life, you know, if we start stalling out or feeling stale or feeling like it's not the direction we want to go anymore, or something changes or shifts in our life, we make changes to accommodate that. That's it. It's that simple. I think people are trying to make it something bigger than it is. And it really is not complicated. I have not done anything wrong. I'm not doing anything against Stampin' Up's compliance. It is all allowed. Any demonstrator could do it. They're making a choice not to if they don't want to. That's fine. I have no issue with that. The other thing that changed for me, and I want to address this because this is really the most important part of the whole thing. And we're 14 minutes into this video, so I'm going to try to wrap this up in a pretty shiny bow for you really quick. But the biggest thing that changed for me is my definition of success. And everybody's definition of success is different. For over a decade since I was with Stampin' Up, and before I say this, I want to put in the disclaimer that less than 1% of demonstrators achieve the things I'm about to say, because that is a law or a rule we have to follow. With Stampin' Up requires me to say that, okay? So that's not a bragging thing. That's a requirement of Stampin' Up. And I will also put it in the description of this video. Less than 1% of demonstrators achieve the incentive trip, earning bonuses, yada, yada, yada. And I even hesitate to put this part in this video because I'm afraid I'm gonna have to take the video down, but I'm just gonna keep saying the disclaimer in hopes that that's enough. So, for over a decade, I have earned the Stampin' Up incentive trips, and I have earned bonuses, and I have been in the top 100 of the company. Successful. I've been successful. Am I number one? No, I don't need to be. So I'm not at the top of the list in anything. I'm not at the bottom of the list in anything. I'm in the middle of the top 100 successful people. Again, the disclaimer is less than 1% of Stampin' Up! Demonstrators achieve these things, and you have to work hard to achieve them, which is where we're going now. The work involved to achieve those things is a lot. It doesn't come easy. So for me personally, the amount of time I was working was no longer working with my schedule. I have a teenage daughter and I have a husband that works really odd hours, and he's the breadwinner in our family. So I have to be able to support his work schedule and his work life. And it just continued to be a constant like this. And it was exhausting. And I finally decided I needed to redefine success for me. So my definition of success now is making enough money to cover a specific bill for our family every month. And so I strive for that, and to be there for my daughter for all the things she needs, be there for my husband for the things he needs. And that's my role in my life right now. That could change in a couple of years when she goes to college or whatever. Like, things can change, right? But right now, at this time, in this space, in my life, that's what my priority is. I have expressed this to my team. I have shared with them what's going on, because I do have a team of Stampin' Up! People, like, you know, that sign up with you or whatever. And I've told them, like, I've kind of shifted from a business to a hobby demonstrator, if you will. So that's just where I am in life right now. I hope that this video answers your questions. I hope that it puts to rest some of the concerns or thoughts or comments. If you feel the need to leave me a nasty comment on this video, it will be deleted, because I don't have space in my life for nasty and negative. You don't have to leave any comment if you don't like what I have to say. That's fine. We can all agree to disagree, whatever. That's totally fine. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I wanted to put this video out because I have gotten some really harsh criticisms. I've gotten a lot of questions. People feel confused because I'm using other product. And again, this isn't something they've seen other demonstrators do. And so sometimes when somebody does something for the first time, there is like a backlash or well, what are you doing? What do you think you're doing? Not following in line with everybody else. Well, I'm doing what I want to do. I'm doing me. So until Stampin' Up! Says to me, you can't do what you're doing, and what you're doing is wrong for our company, I'm not doing anything I shouldn't be. So I hope that helps clear everything up. I hope that if you've been confused or not understood why I'm using other product, that gives you some clarity. It's really not complicated. It's a very simple answer. And yeah, I hope you join me for the ride and take some of my classes and join the Creative Vault if you want to know more. I go live in there 2 times a month. I have classes in there, and we are opening a Facebook group soon so that people can get together as more of a community in the group. And that's what I have going on. So I hope all of that makes sense. I hope that brings some clarity to some of the questions I've been asked. And again, I debated doing this video. I really wasn't sure if I was going to do it, because I just kind of thought, well, to be totally honest, it's kind of nobody's business. But at the same time, when you're on YouTube and you're sharing your work and you're sharing your life, there's a certain amount of, I feel like you owe a little bit of explanation to people. I have actually explained this before in multiple videos, but it just hasn't seemed to stick. So I hope that this helps bring clarity. If you have any questions for me, as long as you phrase them in a kind, thoughtful, respectful way, even if it's a hard question, I'll answer it. And I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful day. And stay tuned this week for lots of fun stuff. I've got that class coming out, the technique class. I have a video coming out on Wednesday using products from Pajama Crafter Stamps that has an absolutely gorgeous American flag that I colored. So I'll have that on Wednesday, and then I'll have some content for you later in the week. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thanks so much for being here. Thank you for being who you are and following your path and connecting with me. Take care. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.